Stuckey Classic Rock.
This is Gary Stuckey, and you're listening to Kiki.fm.
Everyone's saying, hi, Gary. Everybody was so excited that we were going to be talking tonight, and we are talking SP.
Yes.
We're talking Steve Perry. Now, Jean Lizzie, and this is the thing, this is the question she asked, which is, I have to tell you, it's in my mind. I know it's sick, but it's in my mind every single day. Do you have insider information?
Do I have insider information?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I said I did, it wouldn't be inside information.
Oh, come on, Gary, come on.
If I admitted it.
It's like you are so... All right, let's go back. So we've been doing YouTube about the same time, but you are very ingrained. Now, yes, you're interviewing other artists, which is so cool.
Right.
But you are very ingrained into Steve Perry. Now, I know we talked about this before, but what is it about him that makes you so interested in, just sharing his news and sharing his music? What is it about Steve Perry?
Well, for me, he's my all-time favorite singer, of course. And when I was young, I just loved the song Faithfully. When I heard the song Faithfully, I was like, it just stuck in my mind. And he just sang with such, heart, and just made the lyrics come alive, and he could sing like nobody else. And I just really, it meant so much to me to have a singer like that you can relate to. And I just really looked up to him, for all those years, his solo stuff too, and Journey. And I always hoped they'd get back together, and then they got back together, and then, he left again. But I just knew that, he's the kind of guy, that, about him, when you read about him, he's a nice guy. Of course, I've never officially met him or anything, but you just know that he's somebody you can relate to, and especially with that Dan Rather interview, it kind of opened up some things and made me realize some things about him, that I could relate to, and that just added so much more because his voice is just so awesome. So just put those two together, and it just makes you want to talk about him. And the main thing is there's fans everywhere that love him, and I love to see people happy that love him, so I love to talk about it. So there you go.
That is the coolest answer because it's so true. And I have to say, with this whole announcement that's happening tomorrow or at midnight, like I swear, I do not think I'm sleeping because I've already said I'm going to leave my makeup on just in case at midnight, like we can all go live. Just say what is going right.
Yeah.
I mean, you leave your makeup on too. I'll leave mine on. And
yeah, I'll put mine on. Yeah.
So do you think that's what's going to happen tonight? Do you think it's going to be a song release at midnight, or do you think it's going to be?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be something else too.
I think it's going to be something else. Actually, I was talking to Dave Henson over at Fantasy Records. He runs the Steve Perry group page, and normally Steve will come on when he releases like a new song or video or something. It's always like at midnight, Eastern time, or it has been. And then he was telling somebody on there, he said, I think the lady said, I can't wait to, hear the Steve Perry music tomorrow morning, and I'll be going to work. He said, you might hear it earlier. So I came on there and said, it might be midnight. And then he posted this Yoda GIF, or whatever you want to call it, and little Yoda thing, like like you're wise or something, or you're learning or something like that. It said. So that was his way of saying, hey, you're right. It's probably going to be midnight is whenever he releases, which I think it's a video and a song.
You do. You think it's a video as well?
Yes, and here's a little something I didn't really pay attention to because he's been showing over on his Instagram page, he's been doing little samples and snippets of that acoustic version of the song. And I'm thinking, well, that's really cool. I wonder who that is playing on the, the acoustic. Well, on the video he showed on Facebook, it's a radio edit. So if it's a radio edit, you know what that means? He's going to release this song to the radio.
Interesting.
So it's not just a song he's going to play, he's going to release the song, is what I'm understanding.
Now, what about the piano, though? You also pointed out the piano.
Yeah. And see, that's another thing now, and people listening, don't think I'm saying, it's a reunion, this is definitely going to happen. I always I hope things happen, I hope this, I hope that. But I actually posted online and got Neil Sean involved. Y'all might know that guy. And he actually commented on what I posted. And I said, it's funny that acoustic guitar is in the same exact spot where Neil Sean's guitar was on the Traces album, right?
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Cain's piano, that's the same piano that Jonathan Cain wrote Who's Crying Now on.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm thinking, is that, if it's not, unless I'm just really overthinking, but and I told that to Neil, and he liked it. So if he didn't think, he didn't think I was a total weirdo, he didn't go, that's crazy. But then I posted about it on Instagram, and he said, I didn't play on that album, but he was talking about Traces. Now, I don't know. I could be totally wrong. It might just be a release, which is cool. I'll take that.
Right.
So people don't think, I'm calling this and saying that maybe they're back together. But for me, it'd be really cool if they did some kind of a song together. If he never goes back to Journey, that's cool. But just so that those guys, kind of talk it over and kind of get along, maybe do a song or two, I'd be happy.
I think, Gary, that's really all people are asking for is maybe one appearance or a song or something, because I have to be honest with you, the Rolling Stone article that he just released talking about the new music.
Oh yeah.
I feel like he kind of shut the door on any type of Journey reunion. But like you always say, and I always have that in the back of my mind. Don't stop believing, DSB.
That's right.
And it's
right.
so true. And I really, just as a fan and someone who loves Journey so much and loves Steve Perry so much, I think that we've all really come to the realization that there's not going to be a Journey reunion. And we just like to say it because it's fun and it gives us all something to really, think and hope about. But if he did just do one thing and they all got together, like you said, they just collaborated and put everything aside and just did one thing, I think everybody would really just say, you know what? Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think, in a sense, that is a Journey reunion. But it's not like, there's a lot of people that don't go back to bands that they left, and they still can talk and hang out and do more music, and kind of have like a little, reunion, so to speak, on a song or two. And that's, there's always hope for that. But you never know. But I've never heard Steve, say a definite no. I know he's alluded to it, and people say, he said that he said he's moving forward, but I've never heard him say, no, I'm not going to do it. So, I'm just saying, I think that there's still hope, but I will take, whatever. And that's what I tell some people, they get upset if you even mention that fact. I'm thinking, I don't know why you would get upset. But I'll take Steve Perry solo, and I'll take Journey with Arnell, and whatever, I'll take them both. Hey, there's more to love that way, but whatever whatever happens with them, it's cool with me. I'm just glad that they're all still out there.
I totally agree with you. And what about your... I do have to say something, though. Like Dana McMillan said, don't let Gary off the hook that easy. He has insider information, but I don't think Gary's going to give it up, Dana. Just saying. And
if you'll pay me.
Oh, no. Come on. You're so funny. All right, so let's talk 50th anniversary reunion. What do you think is going to happen there? Do you think it's going to be a whole retrospective where they're going to bring past members back, or what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think I did a video on this a few months ago. I was really on a streak of reunion type stuff, and I know people, like I said, there's people that are anti-Steve going back to Journey, but that's cool, But I do think for the 50th anniversary that everybody that's ever been in the band will come back to some point. And Neil Sean even hinted about it a few years ago. Before the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, there was an article, and I can't remember where it was at, but it was right before the Hall of Fame, and he said, before we retire, I'd like to have like something where I get everybody back in the band. And that really struck me when Randy Jackson came back.
Yeah.
Because I thought, wow, he's getting everybody back. I know he's doing that for Steve's benefit. And I'm thinking that's got to be it. And there's some other things I saw, but I just really thought, yeah, they're going to all come back and play.
Wouldn't that be so awesome?
Oh yeah.
I mean, just
Definitely.
literally, I'm talking everybody. I don't
man.
know if it'll happen, but to even have, someone, one of them, Ainsley in one town.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yes.
if they didn't do a whole, everybody's on every single show, but just to sprinkle them through the tour, I think that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, Neil, like I said, has these ideas, and he usually gets his way as far as it goes since he started the band, but he got the Journey Through Time. See, that was part of his idea of getting people to come back. With Greg Raleigh and and people like that. So slowly he's going to get them back. Even maybe Robert Fleischman, who you talked to and I talked to, and maybe he could do some songs.
I
How
think
cool would that be?
well, it would be so cool because his voice is still so beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Right? And it just makes sense. It makes total sense. Steve Augeri, I mean, he's still got a beautiful voice. Why not?
Right.
And I think fans would just go absolutely bananas over it. I really do.
I really do. I really think so too. And before they mentioned the 50th anniversary, I was thinking they might do something for the 40th anniversary of Escape is coming up this coming up year, and I thought maybe they might do something there. So
maybe that'll be a virtual thing. I mean, What are you thinking about live shows, Gary? Did you hear about that whole Ticketmaster thing? And
yeah, that's kind of it's kind of weird. I don't know. That's a long story, but I mean, I guess they're supposed to make sure you have your vaccination, I guess, before you attend or something, or get tested or something, which I guess you don't really know. I mean, if you're really 100% sure, I mean, but I think there's something we got to all weigh on our own self. It's our lives. We can decide, hey, if we're willing to go to a concert, and take a chance, I'll take the chance.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a, I don't want to be pushing myself on somebody else thinking that I might, freak them out, if I have the virus or something. But I think if we all, make sure we've been tested or if we're okay, I don't see anything wrong with, getting together. I mean, people are different on that opinion. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. No. And no weirdness taken here. I mean, I think, like you said, we're all adults and we all have to, we have our own lives to also be thankful for, and we're not going to want to go and mess around with somebody else. So I think if we're all just adult about it and responsible, it'll be fine. And my kind of whole thought next year is maybe, they'll start off with some smaller shows and see how that goes. But the arena stuff, I just don't know. I don't think that's going to happen again until 2022, the big ones. I mean, I think
you're probably right.
Small
people will, either way they'll be scared. They won't be too sure either way. They'll be like, I don't really want to do it. But the smaller stuff. And Steve is probably, if he tours, which I think he will, it's going to be a smaller venue anyway. So
I think so too. I think so too. I don't think he would do a big fat arena show. I think he would.
No.
An intimate, maybe a little bigger than intimate, but he would definitely do a smaller venue.
Yeah, sure, for sure he would.
So what else do you think it is? Wait. All right, can we bring up the elephant in the room though? That was brought up yesterday about what they thought it was. You were in? Did you see that? Did you see all that?
What is it?
They thought that they were saying.
What is it? Remind me here.
Steve Perry got married.
Oh, that thing.
That thing.
You talking about Jay over on?
Yes.
Well, he cuts up and stuff, right?
No.
And they like to pull people's leg, but I mean I don't think it's. I mean I don't know. I hinted around and it's so shiny, like it was an engagement ring or something. I was just playing, but maybe that's another surprise. You have to wait and see. Hey, I don't care if he gets married. I'm sorry, ladies. It don't matter to
Everybody's
me.
going to come after you now, Gary. That's it.
I'm sorry. hey, a lot of them don't believe in a Journey reunion, and you know, you're trying to bust a bubble. Well, I can bust a bubble and say if he's married. I'm sorry, ladies.
I don't think he's married. I don't believe it.
He's not.
No,
I'm sure he's not.
Do you? All right, I'm just gonna call Al out though. He's like, oh, he got married. I said he totally did not get married. But I mean, again, who knows Gary, right? I mean, but I'm on the no camp. I'm on the no side of the fence. That's not a real thing.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog.
Thank you.
As Randy would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so. But
I don't
could
think
be wrong.
so.
I've been wrong before. I don't want to be,
You know what? I'm going to say no. But what else it could possibly be? I like your, saying that a video along with the song and going on the so the radio thing. And I did talk about this recently. He did that whole radio tour when he released Traces. So what do you think? Do you think he'll do a virtual thing this time, or what do you think?
Well, I think he will. I think to start out with, but I do think, he wasn't ready to tour. I think I heard you say that too, that maybe he wasn't ready this time. But he talked about the same exact things for for the Love of Strange Medicine. Remember they had this little thing, I think it's called The Kitchen is Closed. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. And but he's talking about, we're talking about touring. And he said the same exact thing he said when he was prepping for this album, for Traces. He's like, yeah, we're talking about it. I'm going to do a little radio tour, and we'll see what happens. And I think he was all prepped, and something happened. But I think he's going to do it. I really do. I'd say there's I'd say about a 75% chance of him touring at some degree next year.
Wouldn't that be just, oh my. So
it'd be awesome.
It would just be awesome. And I was saying to Al today, I'm like, you know what? This reminds me, not that I was around at this time, but I read about it because I love music so much, but Beatlemania, right?
Yeah.
It's that euphoria for Steve Perry, for the love of Steve Perry. There is such a euphoria from fans. And now you said how why you care about Steve Perry so much. Why do you think he's still so relevant and he's still really got the passion from the fans? What do you think that is still to this day? Well,
the fans, are loyal. I mean, they just don't forget how much they loved Journey and loved Steve, and they just kept it for all those years. And if you listen to him talking to Eddie Trump, he was blown away by the fans' reaction that they missed him. And if you see him talking to anybody on an interview, he almost breaks down in tears.
Wow.
Because he can't believe that people are still excited about him. And I promise you this, he will be that way whenever he gets a reaction tonight. He'll be the same way, and we even, over on the Steve Perry Legacy page on Facebook, somebody had an idea to hashtag Steve Perry. So I put it on Twitter. I said, maybe we could get him, to go, to be trending on Twitter. So as kind of a thank you. So maybe that can happen. So anybody listening, go to Twitter and do hashtag Steve Perry.
All right, let's do it right now.
When he's releasing this song.
Oh, so wait, say, you want us to wait or do it now?
Yeah, go ahead and do it now. Yeah,
doing it now.
For the past 2 days. So go ahead and do it and let him know. And that way, whenever he comes out and starts talking again, he can say, hey, fans, y'all mean a lot to me. Because I want that connection to people. It's not about me on my channel. I want people to know that, hey, he cares about all these people. He loves those people, and we love him. We love the music. We just want to say thank you.
God, do we ever? It's just,
really.
No, it's kind of scary. I do, and I will think about this sometimes and go, my God, I have loved him since I can remember. And to just now at this stage of my life still say, I want to lick his face, that's intense.
Hey, there you go. To each his own, I guess Al didn't like that, but hey.
He didn't at all.
Santa Claus, you can sit in his lap. Maybe Al can be Santa Claus and you get paid back and
it's
you can sit in his lap and lick his face.
It doesn't work like that. But anyway, but really too, I love reading the comments. I want to marry you. You need to perform here. Oh my gosh, I've loved you my entire life. Just reading all of those comments is so...
Yeah, it's awesome to see.
It is
Yeah.
awesome. And I wonder if he reads them. I wonder if he sits down and actually says, oh my, like, what is happening here?
Well, they say he doesn't get on the internet too much or anything, but I think whenever, and I do believe that some of his guys that are posting the stuff for him, and it's probably the guy over on the group page, doing it, Dave Henson, probably, but I'm sure he sees some things and goes, I appreciate that. Even though it's kind of extreme, hey, I want you to have my baby, Steve. He's like, not this week,
not this decade. I'm in my 70s. I'm just not going to do that right now.
He's like 70-something years old. He's probably not, unless, there's Abraham, there's that guy, so. But,
oh my gosh. It is so funny. But, I do love seeing those things.
But yeah, it's cool to see all those people talking good stuff about. They love him. He knows they love him, and it means a lot to him and to all of us to see that too. It's fun to watch.
And I think that at this stage of our world and where we're at right now, like I was talking earlier, I just think him releasing new music and this surprise that's going to happen, whatever it may be, it just means so much more now. Just because of everything we're all going through, and we still have another bumpy road ahead. So it just, brings that happiness and joy, and it really is just the coolest, and he is the coolest.
Oh, for sure, yeah. When he came out with the Beach Boys song in the middle of the summer, it was like, wow.
I know.
You could see the hurt in his face. It was like he had compassion because he's like, he's going through this too. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. He's saying, and what a surprise right here. During the holiday season, maybe there's people that are, been sick and sad, and this just really will cheer them up. I mean, come on, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Really, it's true. Right? It's so true. I mean, this week I've been so happy because I know that something's coming, and as silly as it seems, and as some people might look at it and say, "Oh, what's the big deal?" And Al likes to rib me, but he knows that it really does mean so much because it's just something to make us happy.
Well, and it's kind of a thing I've been thinking about the song that he's releasing. Most of all, that was one of my friend Pamela Atwood. She passed away. I did a video about her, and that was one of her favorite songs. So it means a lot that he's still out there and doing it for people, even though there's some of us, that aren't here anymore. We're carrying on for them, but to make people happy, because you don't ever know what the future holds, whether good or bad. We might as well be happy and do good to each other every day, because we never know what tomorrow holds. We always hope for the best, or we don't stop believing. But so you might as well do something good now, because next year might not be that great. I mean, I hope it is.
Yeah.
But to do something now for people that are really needing it, that says a lot about who Steve Perry is. I mean, really. To be honest, and he's cool like that. That's just really thoughtful, I think.
Absolutely.
You don't have to.
No, it's true. He doesn't have to do any of this. I mean,
no, not at all.
Really, we we've talked about that too. He doesn't have to do anything. He's so wealthy in so many different ways. He doesn't need to release music. He can be quiet for the rest of his life, and he doesn't owe us anything. But he is giving us that gift, like you said, and we really are all so thankful. And I do have to say, everybody, if you have not seen the video that Gary did for his late friend Pam, please go and watch it. I was crying. I don't even know your friend, but it was so moving, and just to know, again, the passion for him and his music. Really, it's worldwide.
Oh, it really is. I mean, everybody. Although there was a lady a few hours ago on Twitter, she goes, "Who is this Steve Perry that you keep, everybody's talking about? Did he
What?
die?" I said, "No, he's alive and ready." and so I gave her a link, and now we have a new Steve Perry fan,
Okay.
in the mix. So there we go. Yeah, but yeah, he's still alive and he's still ready to go.
Oh, that is so funny. Literally, she didn't know who Steve Perry was.
Yeah, she did.
No.
I posted it, I think, over on the my Steve Perry news page on Instagram. But yeah, check that out.
Oh my gosh, that's so
it's
funny.
funny. I thought it was funny, and another lady was like, "What, are you living in a cave or something?" I was like, I didn't want to be mean. I'm like, she obviously don't know. I mean, it's possible. She might be living in a cave.
One person
She might be from like the jungle somewhere. I don't know where she's from.
The
I didn't know. I
rainforest?
didn't ask questions. She didn't know who he was.
So what has your whole, I would say, time on YouTube and putting these Steve Perry videos together, Gary, what has this done for you?
It's cool. I'm glad you're asking me these things. I feel special that you're asking me. Like I feel important.
You are important, Gary.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
Before you go on, though, can I just tell you, literally, to see how many people care about you and love you for real. And I'm not being funny here. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I feel so blessed to have connected with you because you're
thanks.
you're a positive man. You're, like the rest of us, just loving music. And of course you love Steve Perry. We like that. So we thank you for that. But it all comes down to having fun, giving, you go deep though. Like you are deep. I am kind of like on the surface and just having some fun, but you're going hard on Steve Perry, which is great because that's where we get all our info from. But, we just want to thank you for everything you do.
You're welcome. Well, you're welcome. I started out, just doing it for fun. Whenever Steve came on there in 2018 in May, he was on American Idol, and I said, something's going on here. And then Jonathan Cain comes up with his book, Don't Stop Believing. And then Neil Sean mentioned that on Saturday Night Live, they did a skit about, Don't Stop Believing, The Sopranos. And I'm thinking, what's all these Journey, Steve Perry things going on? There must be something to it. So I started a video, and then a few months later, I found out about him recording music with Toad the Wet Sprocket. And there was a guy that was in Hanford, California, that messaged me and said that Steve is there filming with CBS Sunday morning, and so I put it on the on YouTube. But what's funny is that video didn't take off. It was the video I did with Toad the Wet Sprocket, got 150,000 views.
Oh my!
And it got me.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was like viral, and I went from like 30, subscribers to like 500, and then it climbed, and I was praying, like, Lord, please, I want to get monetized.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then, which, by the way, you're like a few off from your 1,000, I noticed, and you're going to get there.
I'm so close.
But I was so happy, and next thing you know, I think now it's close to 4,000 subscribers, so I appreciate everybody subscribing. I mean, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm not even, I'm just a peon.
No, you're not.
I appreciate you.
No, you're not. You're not. Don't say that. Don't say that.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think that I'm thinking I'm all that, but I do appreciate it, and I know. And for you, it's been cool to see you, and you've talked to some major people. You're not shabby yourself. I mean, you've got all these people. Hey, you talked to Lou Graham. I want to talk to Lou Graham. I'm jealous of you.
Don't be jealous.
I mean,
don't be jealous.
I'm jealous. Nah. But I do want to talk to Lou Graham, and maybe that'll happen. And Steve Perry, and we can share Steve.
Yeah, we can definitely share Steve. If we both get a piece of Steve, dear God, like what's next? Like there's nothing left. You don't even...
That's it.
Oh, wait.
Nothing left.
Okay, wait, though. We got to talk about, because Steve Zingo asked, he wants to know how your Nelson interview went, because I don't know.
Oh, the Nelson interview.
So tell everybody your... oh gosh, help me, Jesus! Your oh my God, your podcast info.
Yeah,
like I just lost that word because I'm always on you. I have YouTube right here, so I'm not thinking podcast. But tell everybody that info.
Well, somebody recently said, you've abandoned Steve Ferry. I'm like, I haven't abandoned Steve Ferry. I still do the videos, but I do interviews on my podcast. I used to do Steve, but I thought I could venture out and do some interviews because it's getting a lot of people. But it's called Real Music on Anchor.fm. So if you want to look it up, just Google Gary Stuckey Real Music and you'll find it. And but yeah, I interviewed Gunnar Nelson and had a really cool talk, and he invited me to hang out with him. So I'm going to be going to Nashville probably soon to do some things and maybe hang out and with some of these people. I mean, I got to take them up on their offer, And,
absolutely.
So I got to hold them to it, And when I interviewed B.J. Thomas, he said he wanted me to write a song for him.
Oh my gosh!
And I almost fainted, and I thought, I'm going to call you every day and remind you that. Remember that time you said? I said he could. I could never talk to him again, and just the fact that he mentioned that.
And did you call? Have you been calling him every day?
I have actually. I don't think I have his number. I think it was his manager that called me. I think it was private, so technically I can't call, but I could message him though.
You can
on Instagram, but as far as the Nelson, y'all need to check it out because it's really interesting. Some things I didn't know, and it was really cool. And there's a little line I told him. I said, all the girls when I was listening back in the day, I said all the girls had a crush on him. Half of them had a crush on him. I said the other half were jealous because of their hair.
It's so true.
And they want to know what kind of shampoo he used. And he started laughing. But he said at least I don't have to put it in a box when I go to sleep at night. So.
Well, that's good to know. It's real. I mean, because those boys are still pretty dang cute.
Well, they honestly they haven't really aged.
No, they have not.
I mean, they cut their hair a little bit, but they look the same to me. I'm like, man,
they
Miracle, some kind of cream or something. I don't know what is it.
I don't know. It's called sleeping on your back, Gary. Don't sleep on your face. I always say it.
Don't sleep on your face.
Don't sleep on your face. You got to preserve it.
Preserve your face.
That's what I say all the time. Just sleep on the back. Maybe that's what Nelson does too.
I'm sure there's something they're doing, I'm guessing.
Well, Gary, I want to say thank you, everybody. Please go and subscribe. I think everybody here is already subscribed, but if you're listening and you're not subscribed yet to Gary's YouTube channel, go over to Gary Stuckey, Stuckey, on YouTube, and he does the most up-to-date anything on Steve Perry journey and a whole bunch of different people. And again, he has his own podcast on Anchor.fm. He's interviewing a lot of different cool people. So check him out. He is awesome. Again, positivity. He loves music, and that's why we all love you so much.
And I love y'all, and happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that.
And many more. And happy birthday, Delaney.
Yeah, happy birthday to Delaney. Yeah. She's loving this, I am sure. I am so sure.
I want you to end this interview with the 3 most important words in the English language. And what would that be, sir?
That would be, don't stop believing.